It's the Absurd American Nerdcast with your hosts, Freddy and Mr. S. First off, we do have Andor. Andor, I think, is being. I really have enjoyed it. It's a little bit slow moving, but I feel like they're setting it up probably for more than one season. We've kind of had this build up to this heist, and finally, I'm hoping on next week seeing a heist. Besides that, I've been enjoying the series. I think it's very interesting seeing Cassian from where he was. Kind of you get a glimpse of him as in his childhood to where he is now to being kind of language, being recruited into the Rebel Rebellion, and I don't know. It's been very interesting, and I know that his first mission is going to be a wild story, so that he can gain the trust into it. But Freddie, do you have any kind of other remarks about it?
Yeah, I just wanted to inform you actually that it was greenlit for a second season, but
perfect.
it takes place within a week before Rogue One.
Okay. So they're probably only going to do the 2 seasons on that, and obviously that's where the story ends, is Rogue One.
Yeah, which I'm kind of really excited about, just because it's more Star Wars lore, and I love that they're trying to fill a 20-year gap right now. If you look at the current Star Wars timeline, obviously from Revenge of the Sith to A New Hope, it's 20 years. And we have so much content coming out for this, and we have Bad Batch still going on. We have, oh my God, what is it? Obviously the Calrissian, not Lando, Andor show.
Right.
And
we have Ahsoka coming out.
Yeah, we have Ahsoka coming out, which I'm excited for. But I don't know if that's going to take place after Return of the Jedi or during. Between the is it? Did they say it was supposed to be between?
I don't know of any
3 and 4?
timeline news for it. But it's probably gonna be the before episode 1. Because this is gonna probably take
episode 4?
Episode 4. I'm sorry. This is probably gonna take place right after where Rebels ended, I assume, and I see Sabine teaming up with Ahsoka to go and find Ezra, which we know who has also been cast. So it's going to be let's go find him so that he can help us further in our our missions and goals and stuff for the rebellion. So I'm really excited about that.
I think he's stuck with Thrawn, right, in the unknown regions at the moment, and he's just been with Thrawn the entire time.
Yep, that is correct. So I'm kind of interested to see if they're going to bring in Thrawn and who's going to play him. And then on top of all of that going on, we also have Mandalorian that's going to be coming out, which I'm super excited. And we should be seeing another episode of Boba Fett, right? Within the next year?
You mean the next season?
Yeah.
I think it's supposed to come out next year around October. There's no official announcement, but I just kind of assume that Mandalorian is coming out early next year, right? February.
It would make sense, and then Boba Fett would probably be close after that.
Yeah.
When is Ahsoka? I don't remember the exact date on that. Do you?
That is a good question. I don't really know. I think it's coming out this year? Maybe?
Is it more towards the end of this year? I could see that being more of a end of November, December show. Especially after finishing up Andor and everything right now. Yeah. And then you have Bad Batch, and then you'll probably have Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Using your good and friendly
tool.
I'm
trying to find that out for everybody. This is really embarrassing.
Well, it's embarrassing for both of us because I didn't know either, but it's all good.
My lord.
Google's
it's coming out next year. And it's... Oh, okay, so officially it's 9 years after the Battle of Yavin.
Okay.
So it's within Return of the Jedi time. Hold on. I think it's during Return of the Jedi.
That's what it's sounding like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Super interesting then.
That's interesting because like originally, um, like in the original Legends canon, um, Episode 4 is like 3 to 4 years between Episode 5, and then Episode 5 is like the same thing, like 4 or 5 years almost. But now with Disney canon, um, like current canon timeline, um, what is it? It's an 8-year span.
Right. So that means
Yeah.
Ezra's been with Ron for 8 years.
No. Hold on. 6 to 4 after the battle. Oh, okay. Actually, it's 3 years.
Okay.
What? That's crazy. That is so short.
That's going to be so interesting to see how that fits in there. You know, like, I don't know. I'm really excited to see what all that's going to entail and what we're going to get from that as well. So.
Oh yeah,
it's
I'm
a
excited.
good
said
time.
About a heist, right? With,
yeah. So
Andor?
in Andor right now they're about to knock over the Empire's quarterly funds and pay like their payroll. So they're actually it's kind of like Ocean 11's esque, if you will, but it's Star Wars, which makes me even more happy because I like both. So
Okay, nice.
basically, you know how in every heist there's always that one last minute guy that gets thrown in. Kazian is that last last piece of the puzzle. So instead of like seeing the normal heist thing where you see the beginning, middle, end, this has been very interesting seeing from like a writing and cinematic standpoint of watching the newbie be thrown in and what they would have to go through in order to gain the trust and everything of everyone else in order to go through the mission. So they took a really good approach on that, and like I said, I've really been enjoying that. I'm really excited about this next episode because it should be heist time. This last episode ended right where they were going in and all communications were cut off from the outside. So they're ghosted going into the facility where they're gonna knock over the Empire, and of course everything's not gonna go as planned, and they're gonna have to have one hero, come out and be the all. And I don't know if it's gonna be Kazian, if it's gonna be somebody else, but I feel like everything when it goes to absolute shit, it's gonna be fun to watch, and I'm super excited for this next episode for sure, because there's gonna be a lot of like tie-ups and everything, and I believe it's season finale, so.
Oh, that's awesome. That's really short of a season.
It's been what? We're at, well, maybe there might be one or two more, but I think that we're on episode 6 or 7. So if there's, and they've been doing what, 8 or 9 for their series. Like, I mean, Obi-Wan was very short as well.
Yeah.
And I don't think we're gonna get another season of that, because unless Leia gets in more trouble, because as far as Luke's concerned, he never really was around much unless Luke got into a little bit of trouble. But I mean, there are a few comic book stories that they could bring to life on that too. So maybe a second season with that, but I think it'd be a little bit far-fetched.
Yeah, I mean, I think honestly they ended it on a great note. Don't continue it.
Yeah,
I know everybody loves seeing Obi-Wan Kenobi, but
oh yeah, I mean it was such a great
there's
time.
no reason to see him anymore.
Right, I totally agree. I think they did a good job. They told the story. They got it done. I really enjoyed it. Unless they give Reva her own little spinoff to follow her journey. That's the only thing I could see that being a good journey for her to try to take on Vader and ultimately failing instead of, you know what I mean? So that way she's more focused on like a revenge kind of thing towards him, because she was defeated before and we know that she lives, and then she goes after Luke. So maybe her becoming a Jedi and trying to do good and overthrow the Emperor or something. But again, I don't really see that happening. But if there was going to be any other series around what we saw in Obi-Wan, that would be the only one I could really see happening.
I agree.
So,
I mean, I would love to see more Riva in other media. Like, I
yeah.
don't know, like, because the Bad Batch right now, they're kind of going off on their own, doing their own thing.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be cool to see her, like, show up in that.
Kind of go off and do her own thing too. Maybe she turns into
Yeah,
like a
dude.
gray Jedi and she seeks out maybe Ahsoka or something for guidance, and maybe she learns from Ezra. I don't know, but as far as Obi-Wan goes, leave it alone. If you want to do other spin-off series, cool. But do it with a different character. What I'd love to see is a Vader series, but I don't know if we're gonna get that lucky, but we could. Or give me a Grievous. Give me a Grievous series, man. Give me a Grievous series.
Oh my god, when he's like the Kalish warlord.
Yeah, give me.
That'd be cool.
His origin kind of story up to when Dooku recruits him.
I think we should have when Dooku. Well, okay. In Legends, he's a Kalish warlord of a planet, and he's one of the most successful ones that he actually gives the early Republic, like during the Clone Wars, some problems.
Mm-hmm.
But not well at that point. It wasn't really the Clone Wars yet, but he was at the Battle of Geonosis in some media, and then in other media he was introduced after when he was picked up by Dooku, because Dooku actually like shot Force lightning on him and like fried his body, and then that's when he became the machine himself, the cyborg of every Jedi's nightmare.
For real though.
Jeez, if you guys ever want to watch what Grievous really was like, I mean, in the Clone Wars, like the 3D animated show is really good. It's
Right.
a good portrayal of him. But if you want to see the Jedi Killer and Jedi Hunter in action, and like it is technically canon, because that's the only piece of material that we have of his like coughing being a problem.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll get into that a little bit from now, but I just feel like General Grievous should show up if they're going to cover between episodes 2 and 3. But I mean, well, they already did in the Clone Wars. That's the problem.
Yeah. And you see a little bit of his lair. I think it'd be cool to see more of like his parts and machinery for different missions, or like you can make it into like a bad guy series where you're actually following along with the Empire and the rise of the Empire with the Trade Federation and everything, and maybe he had different arms, different legs for all that.
Why he hates Jedi the most. What happened?
Agreed.
What fueled his
that would be a good storyline, and that would fill in some of the past and bring it kind of towards the present, and you could kind of put it wherever you need it to be, like like do one of those timelines where it's present and you watch it go present, and then you also watch past and watch how both like grow out backwards. That would be a good way to do that. So that way you can kind of see from his past, and then you can see where he's at now, and what's going on. I feel like forward.
Here's this. Like, I have an idea for an episode. What you just like shot into my brain.
Okay.
So what if he's on a mission and we see this live action, him hunting down just regular Jedi, right? But it flashes back to when he used to hunt people on his homeworld, back and forth.
Oh, okay. And how he uses his stuff from the past in order to what he's used, like to train him, so to speak, for the future.
Yeah, so we'll see his past self, but like it's all done in present of whatever the timeline is at that.
Kind of like first few seasons of Arrow, where you would see him in present day, where he was back in the city, and then you would throw back to the island, where he would do a certain thing or learn a certain thing, and then it would flash back to where we are. And he has to
recall it, yeah.
Yeah. And then you see him do like
a
the
group
struggle
Jedi,
of
it
like a
just,
certain move or something, and then you see how he's perfected it to take on what he is now. I like it.
oh yeah,
I like that a lot. Yeah,
that'd be
I
like
would
the
I would I
dopest
would
episode,
I
you
would
know.
love to see that. Absolutely.
And honestly, like, guys, just check out 2003 Clone Wars, and when you're introduced to Jedi Hunter Grievous, your mind's gonna
Oh
be
yeah.
blown. It's like, why the heck
Plus, you
was he
have
so weak in
Jedi
Revenge?
Jedi Padawan Shaggy, which
Oh my god, yeah.
I just love it because it's everything that you think it is. If you don't know, go watch it because he looks exactly like Shaggy from Scooby Doo. He kind of sounds like him. It's hilarious.
Well, that's his name.
I know his name is Shi, right? Shaggy.
Yeah.
And like Gi, like he's literally Shaggy. Yeah, I love it. Anyway,
I really wish he said zoinks when he died. That'd be too on the nose, you know?
It'd be too much. They might have had like a royalty thing. If that's probably why we didn't get that, to be completely honest. But
Imagine.
the fact that he wears like the green shirt, it's just
And the beige, like,
just too much.
scheme
It's
with
just too
it.
much. But you know, I absolutely love it because that means those particular animators and writers both are, you know, fans of old cartoons, and they like to put little Easter eggs like that into them. So I absolutely love it. This has been the Absurd American Nerdcast. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and turn on the bell for notification.